What up, guys? Welcome back. So today, the AirPods Max are going up against the XM5s. Sony's new headphones. They're good. They're really good, and they are better than the XM4s in just about every single way. The new redesign is here, and in my opinion, that redesign kind of is much more comparable to something like the AirPods Max. We're going to talk about it. Price on both of these. They're very expensive headphones. They are. $500 for the Max. XM5s are at $400, and you can still get the XM4s for around $350 brand new. Used, you can get much better deals, but I do prefer the design of the XM4s and the XM3s before that over this design. I'm not saying I don't like it, I just prefer the older design, but it was time for a redesign, and this is what we get. So drop some comments below. Let me know if you like this design better than the older one. I'd love to hear your opinion, guys. If you're new, hit that like button, give me a sub, and let's get into the video. So we talked about price, the design on here. Now, XM5s, these are plastic. These are a very light pair of headphones, 250 grams, very light compared to, I think these are almost 400 grams. I think they're right around 386 grams. So a lot heavier of a build here on the AirPods Max. But with that, this is a stainless steel and aluminum design. So much more premium design on the AirPods Max, and it shows in every single way. When you're holding them, when you're feeling these things are very nice and clean. Probably the nicest headphones I've ever had. They got the removable ear cups, which you can replace. I do have other ear cups that you can get. You can get all kinds of different colors. You can mix or match. I do have a video on these ear cups because these are not the Apple ear cups that they sell for a very expensive price. You can find these at different spots for much cheaper, and they are identical, a one-to-one with the originals. Now, the ear cups themselves, this is a fabric design on here. This is some kind of vegan or protein leather on the ear cups for the XM5. Now, one thing that Sony did do, these are super lightweight, and a lot of times on headphones that are this light and that are just built of plastic, they feel cheap. I think Sony did a very good job of not making these feel cheap. When you hold them, it kind of like plays with your mind because they're so light and they are plastic that you think they're just a cheap pair of headphones, but these deliver hands down. And because they're so light, they are very comfortable to use. Now, the cushion up here on top, the XM4s did have more cushion up top, and they are very different than the AirPods Max. So we do get a little bit of cushion up here, where on the AirPods Max, we do have this net. Now, the clamp force on these headphones, a lot more clamp force on the AirPods Max compared to what we get here with the XM5s. But saying that, because of how soft this top piece is on the AirPods Max, these are still very comfortable to wear, in my opinion, and they just do a really good job. Again, the clamp force is here. You barely feel on top of your head how really heavy these headphones are. And on the Sonys, it's actually a little different. The clamp force is not as strong here, but you can feel it up top a little more. But you can wear these for hours. At least I can wear these for hours because they are so light. Now, what do you prefer? Now, neither of these earbuds fold any longer, so keep that in mind. If you are traveling and you are used to a folding pair of headphones, neither of these do fold. However, with the XM5s, we do get that carrying case that should have come with the AirPods Max, but unfortunately, we have that little bra. I'm not even going to show you that thing because I hate it. I don't even know where it is because I do not use it. You can buy a case like this secondhand, third hand on Amazon for the AirPods Max, and I think it does a much better job than that silly little bra that they did give us. Now, there is no on and off button on the AirPods Max. There is, of course, an on and off button on the XM5s. But let's just jump into the meat of why we're here. We're going to talk about ANC, ambient mode, and sound quality on these two amazing pair of headphones. And where we're going here, guys, look, both of these I think are overpriced by about 50 bucks. Both of these are amazing headphones, and I'm kind of just splitting hairs here and just giving my opinion on what I think is better because both of these are really great headphones. Let's talk about ANC. AirPods Max, fantastic ANC, but what Sony did here with the XM5s is really impressive because the XM4s had fantastic ANC. And before that, the XM3 still really good and had great ANC. And it was going to be hard to improve upon that and actually compete. The AirPods Max did have better ANC than the XM4s, but we have a new king here. The XM5s do a better job than blocking out the noise. The low rumbles on both of these are great, but the high-pitched sounds on the XM5s, they do a slightly better job. It's close. It's not, XM5s are up here, AirPods Max are down here. It is very close with the ANC, but I think the XM5s now have stepped it up. They have taken the lead when it comes to the amount of outside noise that is taken out, not only in the low end, but in some of the high end. Again, ANC is geared more towards the low end rumbles, but the XM5s, I think, have improved upon some of that higher end noise, and it does filter out a bunch of that noise. Now, transparency mode or ambient mode, whatever you want to call it, it is called transparency on the AirPods Max and ambient mode on the XM5s. Apple, still the king at ambient mode or transparency, whatever you want to call it. They do a fantastic job. When you are wearing the AirPods Max and you are using transparency mode, it's almost impossible to tell that you're wearing headphones. That's how natural it is. That's how good it is. And they are still the king. The XM5's ambient mode on here, we do have a slider. So you can see in ambient sound, it does have a slider that goes all the way from 0 to 20, and it is improved upon with the XM5s over the XM4s. But once you take that slider down past really 10, it's basically non-existent. You're going to have to keep it at max. But when you do that, the ambient mode on here is just okay. It's better than it was on the XM4s, but not even close to what we have here on the AirPods Max. There's some white noise that does get in. It's not as natural sounding, more of a digital sounding experience when you are using the ambient mode on the XM5s. Again, it is much improved upon from its previous generation of headphones, but in no way is it comparable to what we have here on the AirPods Max. Now, let's talk about the touch controls on here. Swipe gestures and physical buttons on your XM5s, which, you might like that better than what we have here on the AirPods Max. We do get that digital crown here on the AirPods Max. No on and off button, again, no power button, but we do get the power button on here. Now, the crown works really, really good. I do like it's very smooth, and I like that better actually than the swipe gestures that we get. The physical buttons on here work great. The dedicated ANC button on here work really well. The swipe gestures on here are much improved over the XM4s and the XM3s, but they are still buggy at times. I do like them. I think they're a good option, but I do prefer what we have here on the crown. But both of them do a good job at what they were meant to do. But again, this is just my preference. I do prefer the digital crown on the AirPods Max, but still really good touch controls on the XM5s. Now, let's talk about sound quality. Out of the box, right out of the box, XM5s do not stack up against the competition when it comes to the AirPods Max. But that's just the sound quality out of the box. Once you go in to the app that we have here, and you can see we have the ability to go in and tweak with an EQ. So we do get some sound presets where you can get a treble boost, you can get a bass boost, or you can go in and you can use the bands here and get that signature sound that you are looking for. And once you do that, the sound quality on the XM5s is really good. And I think this is where these two headphones are very, very close and very, very similar in what kind of sound you can get out of these. Both of these have a very dynamic sound. The clarity on both of these headphones is really, really good in my opinion. The sound stages are a little different. I believe there's a little more open sound stage on the AirPods Max, but it is slight. The bass on both of these headphones are really, really good. Boomy. If you like that bass, you're going to like both of these headphones. I think I prefer the sound quality actually, and I go back and forth. Some days I prefer the XM5s. Some days I prefer the AirPods Max. And I think if you EQ it correctly, and again, sound preference, right? It's just preference on how something sounds and what you like personally. But if you EQ the XM5s to the best of their ability, I think they do edge out the AirPods Max. But out of the box, the AirPods Max totally win this conversation when it comes to sound quality. And once we get into spatial audio, I think the AirPods Max take it just by a hair when it comes to overall sound quality. So both of these I think you will like. Both of these give you a really dynamic sounding experience, and I think they both sound great. So ANC is going to go to the XM5s. Ambient Mode is going to go to the AirPods Max. And touch controls, that is going to be your preference. What do you like? Sound quality on here will, in my opinion, a slight edge, very slight. I'm still torn. I go back and forth. So both sound great, in my opinion. The build quality, hands down, goes to the AirPods Max with the stainless steel design and the aluminum compared to the plastic and the redesign of the XM5s. Do you like the redesign? Very sleek. Very minimalistic pair of headphones now compared to what we had. I do like the carrying case much better than what we get with the AirPods Max. I do prefer there being a dedicated on and off button on here on the XM5s compared to what we have on the AirPods Max. But again, that is just my preference. Now, one more thing we need to talk about are the microphones. The mics on the AirPods Max are one of the best and have been one of the best on a pair of headphones compared to what we have here on the XM5s. Much improved microphones. The XM4s did not have a good microphone. The XM3s even worse before then. But you guys can be the judge. Let's do a mic test.
All right, guys, the mic test for the XM5, Sony's best pair of headphones that they really have ever made. New improved microphones on here. What do you think? How do they sound? This will give you an idea of what it sounds like on a phone call, but they got some competition. So let's check out the AirPods Max. All right, guys, this is the microphone test for the AirPods Max going up today against the XM5s. Two really fantastic headphones, two good microphones, but which one do you prefer? Which one sounds better? Which one sounds more natural with more clarity? Let me know. Drop some comments below which one you prefer, guys.
So look, guys, the AirPods Max and the XM5s, two really fantastic pairs of headphones. If you have and you want the best built headphones, then the AirPods Max are the way to go if you like this matte look. Now, that's one thing we didn't talk about is colors. So we get a bunch of different color variations on the AirPods Max. I believe there's 5 different colors, and there are rumored to be more colors that are coming out in a few months. We do have the removable ear cups, and we only get 2 colors here, the matte black and the silver looking color of the XM5s. Now, the matte black color is simply amazing in my opinion. I've always loved matte black on anything. You guys know that if you follow the channel. But what do you prefer? The build quality and that matte finish with that steel look, or the matte black finish? Now, one thing that we didn't mention real quick, both of these have the telescope arms that are just very, very smooth. But again, plastic on the XM5s compared to this stainless steel on the AirPods Max. And it is a very noticeable difference when you are handling both of these headphones. But two great headphones. Which one do you prefer? Price-wise, these are very, very expensive headphones. A little cheaper on the XM5s. But that's it, guys. Just a quick comparison between these two fantastic headphones from Apple and from Sony. Guys, hit that like button, give me a sub, and I'll be back soon. Peace.